Sleep debt costs the economy over $400 billion in the US and around £40 billion in the UK every year. How much is your sleep debt costing your business? You're someone whose identity is hard work. You pride yourself on that, but you know that tomorrow's success depends on tonight's recovery. But the late nights, the stress, the restless sleep leave you feeling depleted, leave you feeling exhausted. The fitness industry tells you to fix this with gimmicks. These are quick fixes that never address the underlying problem. In the next 12 minutes, I'm going to show you how to create a simple evening routine that guarantees deeper sleep, faster recovery, and sharper focus for the next day. This is the Sunset Reset. So we're not just talking about not being productive at work, not being able to concentrate, not being sharp, but also the long-term effects of getting sick and how that affects the fact you can't actually go to work. So this episode is part 6 of a 6-part mini-series in which I'm talking about how to build $1 million body, because you need $1 million body to make $1 million. $1 million mind, it all works together. This solution is called the Sunset Reset, because we are so focused in the Western culture of rise and grind, get up early. If any lack of sleep is almost a badge of honor because it signifies how much we work. Not necessarily the quality of the work, but how hard we're working. So today, I'm going to take you through our system. It's very straightforward, very easy to follow, and it will drastically improve your sleep. Because sleep is when the body and the brain repairs itself, ready for the next day. So let me show you what your day looks like and the forces that are acting upon you without you even knowing. We have something called our circadian rhythm, which you've probably heard of before. And you see here, at the start of the day, when we wake up, the best thing to do is to get outside. Now, granted, if you live where I live, cold, wet, dark for half the year, when you go outside, you can't see the sun. It's often very cloudy, but the sun still comes through. Your eyes can tell the difference between artificial light and natural light, daylight. So when you signal this to your body, first thing in the morning at 7 a.m., that means by the time we get to 7 p.m., your body is naturally ready to downregulate. That's supposed to be the moon with a smiley face. Because that's 12 hours later. Now, it does fluctuate throughout the day. As you can see here, it's up just before lunch normally. Then we have our lunch, it often dips down, and then it starts to increase again until it's the evening time when it goes down all the way right to the middle of the night. So that is the natural rhythm of our circadian. That's our natural circadian rhythm. But there's many things that interrupt that. Mentioned is artificial light, stimulants such as caffeine, which I love too, and the fact that we're not moving, we're not exerting ourselves. Because as we've evolved, we are the first generation, really, that sit all the time. As I mentioned in one of the previous episodes, the simple strength system, it's unavoidable. These screens are not going anywhere. It's part of life now, which has its conveniences and is great. But our fathers, and if not your father, then likely your grandfather was a farmer. And generations before that, a long time ago, and still in some parts of the world, they were hunter-gatherers. So they were moving, exerting themselves, being outside. But we don't do that. And therefore, our body is confused. So by the time it gets to go to sleep, we feel wired. So I'm going to take you through, it's actually criminally simple. And once you know it, you won't forget it. The system that we follow to get the best sleep possible. Because it all starts with preparation. If you never notice, if you try to go to sleep and you're like, right, I'm going to go to sleep right now, close my eyes, I'm going to start dreaming right now, oh, I can't relax. So how do we make it effortless? Let me bring your attention to the whiteboard once more. All right, one of my kids came in there. So let's do our acronym now, shall we? This acronym is so simple, really easy to remember, and it is S.L.E.E.P. Sleep. S stands for switch off. We're talking about switching off screens, but I'm going to put a little asterisk there because not all screens are equal. On one end of the spectrum, you have a tablet or a phone, and the other end of the spectrum, you have a monitor, a TV. So that tablet or phone is on you. It's part of you, whereas a monitor or a TV is far away. And the content matters too. If you're looking at or interacting, and that's the important word, with a game that has bells, whistles, buzzers, bright colors, it gives you instant gratification. But if you're looking at a screen with a film playing or a movie, as people say, this is going to have a plot, character development. It's slow moving. And therefore, it's not as stimulating. So it does matter. Now, if you have to use your phone or you just want to, then the best thing to do is use, and I'll show you actually what I use. So if I use my little button here, boom, this makes everything grayscale. And this is Android, but it can be done on iPhone as well, obviously. Oh, another thing is I use an app called App Block, or you can use any app that basically blocks apps you don't want to use after a certain time. So I've set this set for social media apps after 8 p.m. Stops the scrolling, the doom scrolling, right? So that's S. Next we have L, is low light. Now, when I say low light, think cave as opposed to operating theatre. Light has a temperature. So right now what's on my face is daylight temperature, not natural daylight. And a lot of fluorescent bulbs overhead, especially in offices, are that temperature. We think more orangey colours because this represents or tries to simulate the sunset. In your house with your low light, maybe you have lamps. You don't have to, if you can't find the right temperature light bulb, you can also get a different light shade, like an orange light shade, which can make a difference. But so try to avoid LED lights. Go for like a tungsten bulb, for example. And this is going to help create melatonin in your body and for you to naturally relax. E is empty your mind. So what we practice in the program is what's called a mind dump. This is where you take everything that's on your mind of the day and you just write it down in no particular order. You get it out of your subconscious. And this can include a to-do list for the next day. It doesn't have to be War and Peace or particularly accurate, but just what's on your mind. Because when we go to sleep, we don't realize that our subconscious is acting and it's keeping us awake. The second E is ease into it. So instead of getting into bed and think, all right, I need to go to sleep straight away, you have a ritual. That could be you always have a bath at 8:30. And actually in that bath, put in some Epsom salts, magnesium to help you to sleep. Or maybe you have some herbal tea or you read some fiction. Fiction is better than non-fiction because you don't want to be in a state where you feel like you're having to learn and retain information. But this is something you follow every single evening. So your body knows, okay, it's time to start relaxing now. It's a signal, it's a ritual. And the last one is prepare when you use this word again, cave. So the cave is the bedroom. And the same way in our kitchen, we have certain utensils, certain furniture for the activities we do in the kitchen. The bedroom should be the same. So you've got blackout blinds. You've got a light quilt. Essentially your bed is cool. Because actually, speaking of having a bath, when you have a hot bath, it's not the heat that makes you feel sleepy. It's your body cooling down after the bath that makes you feel sleepy. So it's dark, it's cool, and it's comfortable. That is your cave that you want to be sleeping in. So that is the acronym. That's what we follow to optimize our sleep. And let's bring down our model and how this all ties together. We've gone through optimizing sleep, gamifying our steps, overhauling hydration, prioritizing protein, increased intensity in the gym by decreasing the time in the gym. Now, all of this is hard. Luckily, we have a community. People all in the same boat. High performers, executive founders, people that are looking to become the 1% in their health and fitness and therefore their performance. You know it's lonely at the top. There's not many peers or people in the same shoes as you, especially when it comes to keeping you accountable for your health, your fitness, and therefore your performance. But when you work together, it's so much easier, especially on the hard days, the days where it's dark, it's cold, you don't want to get up and train. The times where temptation's all around and you want to make the right choice when it comes to your food. When you have a support group, it is going to be your secret weapon. And all of this, in a nutshell, is to give you a metabolism of the 1%, because your metabolism is your engine, and your engine is going to determine your performance. So if you would like to take the first step towards having an exceptional metabolism, follow the steps below this video. That is the best place to start. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that 6-part mini-series, and I'll see you in the next one.